Hi, my name is Liz Griffith, and I am a junior architectural studies student at the College of the Holy Cross. The object that I will be talking about today is the mitre from the Abbey Church of the Benedictine Monastery of St. Peter in Salzburg, Austria. A mitre is a religious textile that is typically worn by a high clergy member of the church. Typically, the mitre is to be worn during a deeply religious event that is significant for the religious community and greater area where the church is located. Therefore, the mitres from the Abbey Church can be inferred as a vestment for a powerful abbot in the Church of the Benedictine Order. Considering the design and detail of this piece is critical when analyzing the art. Through the head of the mitre, ornate detail is added due to the weaving and color choices of the mitre. The head is detailed with two 8-pointed stars in gold thread surrounded by green and violet discs that would have been able to hold jewels and gold. Furthermore, the head has a 6-petaled rosette close to the top of the mitre. The mitre head was most likely tablet woven. This can be inferred as the textile was said to be adorned with a base cloth of heraldic eagles. These eagles would have been lightly threaded into the material and only seen by those close to the mitre. This style is cohesive with medieval Roman textiles of the church. Often, it was found that the textile material was found in a Middle Eastern country, typically of Byzantine or Islamic origin, that would then be traded and eventually designed and imprinted with figurines and imagery that often still had ties back to the Islamic region that the textiles was important from. All of these symbols relate to a cosmic and otherworldly connection, considering the 8-pointed star detailing that looks similar to a sun, and what would have been jewels that could have shined in direct sunlight, giving a likeness to stars. This connection to astrological and cosmic layers is intriguing to consider regarding the mitre because bishops and abbots were believed to have knowledge and power regarding otherworldly ideas and happenings. For these people to then wear a mitre, a deeply religious vestment on their head, implies a great knowledge and power in the real world, but also the spiritual world. Furthermore, going down the mitre, the lappets serve an equally important analysis towards the mitre of the Abbey Church. These lappets feature orange silk around the edging. Although these edges look to be faded and worn down, when the mitre was first created, these edges would have been adorned with animal figurines. These lappets were designed in a specific style cohesive with other vestments found in the Abbey Church of the Benedictine Monastery. The lappets used a vertical orphery style that was often cohesive with Byzantine pattern sources. The mitre was created in the 13th century. During this time, the Fourth Crusade was occurring that featured the desire to control the city of Jerusalem, that featured Islamic rule, and also saw the fall of Constantinople and divide of the Byzantine Empire. The historical event also saw a profound amount of trade and dispersal of humans, cultures, and goods. In regards to the mitre, it is important to note that while the piece eventually was held in Salzburg, Austria, the mitre was constructed in Germany, but actually had much of its material traded from the Middle East. Through analysis of similar textiles found in the Abbey Church of the Benedictine Monastery, such as the chasuble for St. Peter Vitalis, and another mitre from the 11th century, it can be concluded that the gold and purple thread was typically found in Middle Eastern countries, were traded and sent to Germany for the construction of this piece. Furthermore, it was very common to find Byzantine silks used for early medieval textiles of the church that often found roundels and imagery embroidered into them over the transfer of materials. Overall, the mix of both Byzantine and Middle Eastern material with Christian embroidery for a church provide an important connection to the Crusades. This trade and import of materials is directly connected to the trade and connection to Islamic states and ports that allow this Christian vestment to be created. Overall, the mitre from the Abbey Church of the Benedictine Monastery of St. Peter provides an overview of textiles often found in deeply religious sites. The construction and analysis of this mitre allows one to understand the full scope of the transfer of cultures and ideas that came with the Crusades. It allows an understanding of how looking at a religious textile allowed insight into this time period of the 13th century.